Alright, hello everyone! It's time to finish up Tokyo Crash Mobs. This would be the third time we're playing it, helping Grace and Savannah overcome the scenesters, which are everywhere they go. They can't go anywhere without running into scenesters. And then ninjas. There are also ninjas who are joining in for some reason. So, there are 3 weeks in Tokyo Crash Mobs, and we're on the third. So these are the most difficult levels of the game. I'll try to get through them without having to try to redo any of them. I can't promise that because they do get kind of difficult. But for the last time, let's continue Tokyo Crash Mobs with Monday, which of course means that it'll be time for Grace to throw some scenesters. Throwing Monday. Mysterious. What does it all mean? It looks like Tokyo Crash Mobs is very red on week 3. Delusion now. Okay. So, we know exactly how this goes, it's just that it gets a lot harder. There are a lot more line cutters, there are ninjas in line, we have less time to do... Oh, line cutter up there. Yep, got him. We have less time to do this thing, and it's just more difficult in general. See, look at all these line cutters. Just constantly trying to cut in line. I guess as we continue on, the restaurants just become more and more popular. Oh, but the line really is not that long. So, line cutters. Yep. The line cutting does get intense. Oh, 2 line cutters at the same time. I don't know why the scenesters are so tolerant of scenesters cutting in line. See, like, I missed Savannah. See, look how many line cutters there are. We might as well not even have a line. But I think that we'll be able to get in regardless of whether or not. Yeah. We were not the only one to get in. The other scenesters did, well, 5 others, did able to get into the restaurant. But at least we got in. I mean, it's just not the same, because Grace does have to now share the restaurant with those scenesters. She has to eat, sitting next to them. Oh, but we got a gold somehow. I'm not sure how. Everyone sounds very impressed. Grace is very happy about her performance. But now she has to sit right next to them, you know, eating at the same time they are. They know, you know, what she did. I'll remember that, Tokyo Crash Mobs. Don't play too much Tokyo Crash Mobs at once. Grace seems that she's getting increasingly red about this whole scenester situation. This is just intolerable. How can these scenesters just cut in line the way they do? And how can they be in line for restaurants that Grace wants to go into? It's time for Savannah. Remember, Savannah is trying to defend herself against the scenesters. Savannah just can't take too much more of this. So those scenesters can't stop pressing the button that sends Savannah out into space. They just keep doing it. And Savannah is going to have to do something about this, once and for all. It's just ridiculous. Can't keep going on like this. Ah. There needs to be a more permanent solution to this scenester problem. But where do the ninjas fit into all this? No. It's a good thing, though, that scenesters do have this sort of predictable line format that they have here. No one just tries to go directly to the button. They do feel that they should stay in line. So at least that's to our advantage. Now they're getting closer, though. And it is considerate of them that they slow down the way they do. Whoops. As they start to get close to the button. But now they're constantly jumping, as you can see. And that just makes it harder to match up these scenesters with 3 of their color. Which, of course, kills them, as we know. We know well that scenesters, when standing next to 2 other scenesters that are wearing the same clothes as them, that does kill them. They cannot survive in that situation. But our timing has to be better now with our scenester rolling, since they are jumping around so much. Oh. I don't know, you think that the police or something could maybe help Savannah out with this whole problem of being attacked by mobs of scenesters, which press a button that sends her out into space. But no. No one can help Savannah. She can only help herself. These scenesters are so agile. Whereas in Grace's level, the line was quite short, though intense. This line of scenesters is not short at all. This is very long. So as we come to the... as we start to get to the close of Tokyo Crash Mobs, our ability to aim at scenesters while throwing other scenesters are put to the ultimate test. Oh, we're almost... they're almost there, too. But we can see the end of the line. It's in sight. As long as we don't make any mistakes. Ah, that was a mistake. And I said I could not make mistakes. I said I must not. It's just... I just cannot tolerate that. Jumping over the scenester I'm trying to roll at them. Alright. I think this scenester population problem is almost managed. Get that green scenester out of here. No, we don't need the greens. Managed. And Savannah's happy, as once again, she has avoided getting shot out into space. But she knows she's just gonna have to do this all over again. Will it ever stop? Will she ever truly get respite from this button that somehow shoots her into space? Who knows what that even is? See, why are there so many of them? Why do these buttons exist everywhere? Savannah just has to defend herself at every turn from all of these buttons that are constantly being pressed by scenesters. Well, it's time to go back to Grace. As Grace continues to try to get into restaurants, all by herself. Grace, it looks like, trying to get back to nature. But that won't last for long. Because once again, she's drawn to the restaurants that all the other scenesters are trying to get into, as usual. These scenesters dancing around to trick us with their motions. Make it harder to match them up. Some of these scenesters are holding flower pots above their heads for some reason. I don't know why they do that, but it does make things harder for us. Because scenesters that we throw can be deflected by those flower pots. If that happens, it breaks... Oh, UFO. Let me see if I can get that. No. Oh, Savannah. I need that UFO. Okay, good. Got it. And now all the blue scenesters are abducted by aliens. As well it should be. That should be how it happens. Yeah, you could hear the flower pots break as I throw scenesters against them. Can't have it. Can't have it like that. Have to get rid of these flower pots so I can throw scenesters where they need to go. But we're almost at the door. I think we should have enough time to finish this up. Nope. Yep. And there we go. Grace, the only one to get into the restaurant. Which is how she needs it to be. She can't share these restaurants with these scenesters. Come on. Treating them like they're people. Yeah. Grace is not happy, though, with how she did. She feels she could do better. She feels that her scenester killing skill could be improved. I have to agree. How is Grace not a scenester? Well, they don't really define what scenesters are. All you can really tell is that scenesters wear the same colored suits, clothes, but actually, what the nature of a scenester is really a secret. But does anyone know what a scenester really is? Is it possible to know a scenester? I don't think it is. They're a mystery. Who they are, what they do, who can say? Grace and Savannah can't say. They don't understand them at all. No. It's just too much. Too much for any one person to bear. And once again, Savannah goes through her routine that she does every other day, where she's attacked by scenesters. It's hard to get through the day when you know, oh, this is the day that scenesters will try to shoot me out to space again. Other people don't have to do this. Other people don't have to go through this, defend themselves against these scenesters. So Savannah does have to ask herself, why her? That was a giant ball of yarn that we used to kill scenesters, if you're wondering. Oh, look how close they got. You can't reason with scenesters. They just will not take no for an answer. I mean, they do dress snappy. I have to give them that. But is it worthwhile to dress nice when you lose your very humanity in the process? I don't know. Nope. That was not where I needed to put that. Oh, you can just hold that a little while longer. We've almost done it. And there we go. It's a struggle. It's a daily struggle. And it never gets any easier. Just more and more difficult. Is this any way for someone to live? No. It isn't. That was some serious music. It looks like Savannah is getting serious about this whole scenester thing. About this whole problem that she just can't seem to get rid of. And yes, it is time for Grace's final singles level. As she asks Savannah, where are you? Yes, ninjas and scenesters, as it usually is. So one final restaurant for Grace to try to get into, but there will also be ninjas in the line. If you remember, ninjas can't be matched up. Rather, what you have to do, is make groups of 3 that are next to the ninja. So ninjas sort of just take up space and fill up the lines even more than they already are. Ah. Nope, no line cutters. If you notice, this line, very long, curves around. So... we're gonna have to try our best to get... Alright, there's Savannah with that big ball of yarn. Can I get her from here? I missed. I don't know how useful that would have been anyway. This is a tough level, I think. Just because of how long this line is, how twisty it is. All the flower pots everywhere, and just things blocking me. There's some people talking in line, they don't even notice that there's space there. Get it together, scenesters. There's this big space in the line, you don't even notice it. Okay, there we go. Scenesters don't even know proper line etiquette. Is it no question that they have... I didn't mean to do that. There's no question that they have to die, honestly. Everyone knows this. We're running out of time. Don't think I'm gonna be able to do this time. I can't get those line cutters because this thing is in the way. Yeah, see? So many obstacles. Oh, look at all those scenesters together. There's more than 3. Yeah, I didn't make it. I don't know why the scenesters are so tolerant of line cutters. I mean, there's plenty of them that were not able to get into the restaurant themselves. And Grace is beside herself with despair over not making it into the restaurant. We'll have to try again. There's just so many obstacles, so many scenesters in this level. It's overwhelming. Scenesters overwhelming. And this is I think the only level I can think of where your positioning really matters in how well you're able to throw scenesters, because you might be in a position in line where no, not that. But you might be in a position in line where your aim is blocked by those pots. Alright, making a little bit of progress here. Those ninjas waiting patiently in line like everyone else. What are you doing? Look at this scenester right... Oh, no. Can't have that. Alright. Getting something to start to happen here. No. Oh, getting there, but we are running out of time. No, not like that. Not like that at all. Don't think we're gonna get there. Nah, I don't think we made it. I don't think we made it. Nah, we almost did. We're left out in the cold with a few other scenesters, and I think there was a ninja there. I think there might have been a ninja right there. I don't know why all of these new restaurants can only support 10 people at a time. That seems like bad planning. I mean, if I'm opening up a restaurant, I know that it might not be a hit, at first at least, but, I'm gonna want to have it able to hold a few people. Oh, ninjas cutting in line. I guess in Japan, waiting in line is truly a blood sport. It's a life or death activity. My aim is off tonight. That's no good for the end of Tokyo Crash Mobs, when our aim is more important than ever before. Oh. I still don't know what the occasion is why you have all these scenesters holding flower pots above their heads. Alright, line getting ever shorter. The only question is if we'll have enough time. Oh, running out of time. Line cutters, we can't have this. I don't know about that. Well, actually, maybe. Maybe. We made it. We made it in. 9th person in line. Just barely. Just barely. I mean, I know, in the end it's unsatisfying because Grace did have to share her food with scenesters. Grace did not murder everyone and was not able to get in only by herself. But at this point, we have to take what we can get. And Grace, confronted by a ninja with colors over his head. I think we know that Grace is very red about ninjas. Okay, time for Delusion, Savannah's final level, where the last time she has to defend herself against the marauding, unending lines of scenesters. And that was the button that Grace picked up after we defeated the ninjas in the second week. Grace now wants Savannah herself to press the button. And what would happen in that case? So far, every time that button has been pressed, it's been by someone else. Savannah getting shot out into space by someone. So what happens if Savannah's the one to press the button? Oh man, that was a good combo. Got a barricade to stop these scenesters from advancing for a little bit, at least. Alright. Oh, they're almost there. Those scenesters on the left. Okay. Just gotta... Gotta be vigilant on the left over there. They got a bit closer than I would have wanted. Ah, that's not good. Alright, that's the right line done. Can we do this thing? Can we overcome this challenge? Almost. And we did it. Savannah finally taking control and overcoming her final scenester challenge at the end of week 3. But what happens now? What happens with the button that Grace wanted Savannah to press? And Savannah has ascended. She has taken control of her own destiny, achieved her own power, and now she sends herself out into space and masters the very nature of the cosmos. But there is still one final challenge, even though that's been done. That's right. One more time, Savannah and Grace have to defeat ninjas. But who are these ninjas, and why do they keep coming? The scenester threat has been destroyed, but one more time, we need to fight ninjas. This time, however, I'm going to use stylus controls. Just because of how unwieldy the motion controls were last time. The stylus controls, not so great for for this level. I mean, I can really see why they suggest motion controls. It does seem like that's what this was made for. Whoop. Ah. But, I mean, for this situation, where I'm just sort of at this... I can't really move around, because this 3DS is hooked up to stuff for capture. This does work a bit better. But now that Savannah and Grace's rolling and throwing skills are at their peak, are these ninjas even really a threat anymore? Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Look how lethally they're able to avoid the kicks of these ninjas. Truly, Savannah and Grace are now a force to be reckoned with and frightened of. What? Did not mean to do that. Alright, that's 2 ninjas down. Only 1 left. And here we go with Savannah and Grace's final challenge. Before they have finally overcome the threat of these ninjas. Whoops. Look how many of them there are, though. Can you overcome this many ninjas? Alright, well, that side of the ninja looks like it's being handled, but this side is still so long. Almost. And that's it. Savannah and Grace overcoming the final ninja challenge. Still only got bronze. But at least they will never have to face ninjas again. Or scenesters. I'll remember that, Tokyo Crash Mobs. And that's it. Savannah has achieved her destiny. She has joined the Ninja Clan. Apparently, I guess this was all just a test to see if she had what it took to join the clan. And she, once again, she has achieved power over her own destiny. The ability to press the button that shoots her into space on her own. I don't know what happened to all those other buttons, but apparently it's not a problem anymore. She has overcome. As for Grace, well, at the end, we saw her walking by a restaurant that a whole bunch of scenesters were walking by, and I guess Grace did not have the urge to kill them. Perhaps Grace has gotten over her hatred of scenesters. Maybe she feels that she doesn't have to get into the restaurant anymore before all the others. Maybe she'll just let them eat there as well. So, Grace and Savannah both going through a great deal of self-improvement over the course of Tokyo Crash Mobs. In the case of Grace, it's just a matter of how she feels about scenesters and how important she feels it is to be able to get into a restaurant, and realizing that it really wasn't very important at all. In the case of Savannah, it was self-enlightenment and joining a ninja clan, which I'm guessing she didn't anticipate her life was going to turn out that way. You've obtained the Black Notebook. All the Black Notebook is really is hard mode, where the levels are a lot harder, there are a lot more ninjas in the lines, and there are, the time limits are much shorter. Would you say the game suffers from severe lack of exposition, or the game benefits from severe lack of exposition? Do we really need to know the details of Tokyo Crash Mobs, of Grace and Savannah's struggle, or can we just figure things out on our own? So anyway, that is Tokyo Crash Mobs. A story about two women overcoming a large group of people dressed in color-coded outfits. And with that, we're bringing Tokyo Crash Mobs to an end. And I enjoyed the game. I mean, it's an example of a type of game that I don't think that if it didn't have the weird FMV story, I don't think I would have found it nearly as interesting, because it's just, it's a match 3 game. It's Zuma. Not much to it, really, but I just really like the weird story, and I really like that they used FMV for it, because you don't get that too often. And I do like it when game companies actually do use FMV in actors, as much as the people in this game could be called actors. So yeah, I mean, just an example of wrapping a game up in something that gives it more flavor than would have had otherwise, even if I wouldn't have been interested in the style of gameplay if it had not been. But that's Tokyo Crash Mobs, only for the 3DS. And with that comes to an end. So, next week we'll have a new opener. We'll try to figure out what that might be. Maybe it'll just be back to having very short games to be a new opener each week. Maybe it'll be back to that. But for the rest of tonight's stream, we're playing a new game, since 999, of course, came to an end, and what an ending it was, with a hitchhiking resurrected mummy. We'll never forget 999. And some people have asked about Virtue's Last Reward, and I do think that we'll end up playing that at some point, but not right now, because I don't really like, solving a mystery like in 999, and then immediately going back into the sequel, going into a new mystery. I would rather we got to enjoy the resolution of 999. We get to have the feeling that the mystery is over for right now. So something else, something a bit different this time. I'll be right back in a couple minutes, so we'll take a little break right now. I'll get the new game up and running, and we'll see if this is something that we're going to want to play all the way through or not. So give me a few minutes, and I will be right back.